Hey everybody, for today's game we're going to be playing Udyr in the top lane, except this time we're going to be going a full AD build, and we're going to try to one-shot some of these squishy champions in the enemy team, except maybe York's not as squishy. But you know what? For this new Udyr, compared to the old one, the new Udyr is going to do way better against York in the mid-to-late game than old Udyr with Tiger Stance, just because my Wilding Claw does percent health damage now, rather than just doing like a flat amount. So even when someone like York starts building a massive amount of HP, we're gonna be doing really well. So just gonna be looking to get as many minions as possible. Now I will want to say, because RQ does percent HP and doesn't do any kind of like flat damage other than giving us the attack speed, straight up AD Udyr early on, way weaker. In fact, I would say just Udyr overall, early on the game, is just way weaker. And is going to have a little bit of a struggle against some lanes. Alright guys, you saw in like my very first game on YouTube playing the new Udyr. I think I played against a Tryndamere, whereas before, like, Udyr kind of just beat up on Tryndamere, and this time it was like, I had to hope that Tryndamere made some mistakes for me to like try to get an advantage, right? Instead of just straight up being able to like force the issue. So, a couple small differences. I'm gonna take E at level 3, just in case I get a jungle gank or something. It looks like my Bel'Veth is heading topside. So I don't know if that means necessarily that he's coming to gank, but we'll see. I mean, he'll probably go for the Scuttle. Maybe I can help him fight for Scuttle. Looks like Zed got first blood on Yone. That's never good. Yone is the kind of champion to go 10-0 or 0 out of 10, and it looks like it's not going the 10-0 route. Anyways, just by like farming and sustaining, like we've got a little bit of a CS lead, pretty small, but straight up, I kind of just murked this. Okay, this guy really flashed to KS my kill. Come on, bruh. Come on, bro! Like, oh, that guy was so dead. Whatever. It's fine, it's fine. Oh no, F for the cannon. New Udyr, same cannon missing problems. I know Bel'Veth didn't do that on purpose, but, she actually dragged the wave so that my wave pushed all the way in so I can take a little bit of an earlier back. That was actually kind of OP. And if you guys like do that in your games, you can definitely like be a better jungler, right? So as far as my build goes, I've got a couple options. So when we're thinking about builds, we can go like an Eclipse. This gives us move speed to help us stick on our target, which by the way, from our passive, we no longer are gaining that attack speed, move speed from just stacking up our passive, right? We only are getting move speed from the Blazing Stampede, the E. So the move speed helps. Trinity Force kind of does the same thing and has the Sheen effect, which is really helpful for breaching D gates, with Udyr. And that could be a viable option. Or we can go straight up into like a total assassin build and go Prowler's Claw. So I'll see how this game kind of goes and kind of decide from there like what I want to do. Let's see. He's gonna CS right now. We don't want to fight him when he's 6. We definitely want to fight him before he hits 6. But I don't know if I'll be able to get my wave in a good enough position. We'll see. The guy just wasted his wall just so he can land his E. I think we have to go for the all-in right here. Oh my god, this damage. The burst is just absolutely nuts. Oh my. I Like, that dude just got one-shotted. Okay. You know, play testing with Udyr before, and I thought his all-in was a little bit lackluster, but if you notice my runes this game, I took PTA. It definitely, it's like PTA's the answer. Now I saw Professor Colley in his video, he did Hail Blades. I think Hail Blades can be decent, but the PTA, the bonus damage you get from there, it's just so superior. I'm gonna take 1 point into my R, just so I can get that little bit of a slow. So I think, ideally, if you're trying to get the chase down on somebody, you actually activate your R first, and then you E to get the move speed, and then your R will still be on to slow down your opponents, and then you go in with your Q. This game, you know, I'm going to go into Eclipse. I'm going to try this setup out. So, Eclipse will do % health damage along with my Q, which, by the way, does max health damage from physical and magic. So, I mean, they're just getting totally shredded. They're going to be taking max health damage from this, and I'm going to be getting Omnipamp, which will heal me not only off the physical damage I do, but also the magic. So we just be patient.
She comes for you.
You know, I actually can't mess with that guy. My buff went in and just almost died, right? We still gotta be so careful on this champion, so my whole wave just got taxed. So my jungler ganked when the Udyr had like 10, or not the Udyr, the York had 10,000 minions. And then, we just, like, he has the ultimate now, right? It's a little bit rough. You know, I will just kill this. Like, getting this maiden down is, like, the York did not control his maiden well there at all. He shouldn't, like, full send it into me right there. While, I'm so close to turret. Because I can just drag his maiden into turret and just kill it. Let's see. Got the wave in a good spot for an all-in. We gotta worry about his wall, though. We haven't seen the Fizz either. The Fizz is jungling in this game. Did Fizz? I wonder if Fizz got a jungle buff as well. They've been buffing like every assassin to be a jungler. I think I'm gonna max on my W next. Just because they do have double assassin here, right? And the Orc does a good bit of damage. I'm gonna take this plant. Also do a little checkup on that Herald real quick. Don't mind if I do. I'm just gonna do W into R right here, push in the wave, get a little attack speed with Q. And you notice you kind of can have like 3 abilities up at a time, right? So like you gotta think of your abilities more as like combos. Let me dipset out of here. You know, I was thinking about trying to turn it on that Fizz, but you know what? Wave's pushing back in. It's not too bad of a spot. And honestly, we can just awaken our W and we get a bunch of HP. So we just naturally when we hit our awaken W, we just naturally get like a huge shield right here. But you see how much health we're getting back as well? Let's see. Does he have TP? If he's not TPing, what we can do is we can actually just drag this wave out and just get a little bit of a freeze. So I shielded before I went back just so that, I don't know, it didn't stop me. Let's grab our clips. We got perfect gold for it. We'll just use our awakened E back to lane. So what we're gonna do here is don't like double tap your E immediately. You see how I got the move speed right now? Then I activate my E again, and then I get that move speed again. Whereas if we double activate our E, it's not like gonna stack on top of each other. So be careful not to just spam your buttons. And that goes for your Awaken Q as well. So if you want to really maximize this champion, Q, wait a second or two, like especially if you get a Sheen proc, right? If you do build like a Trinity Force or an Essence Reaver, anything like that. Oh, this guy messed up. Oh, he's being awakened on! Yeah, that guy just got his ult back and then he just died. Tragic. Yeah, I think that York's ult just came back up. Man, that Yone is just not having a good time, huh? So Yone is 0-6 in 12 minutes. That's impressive. So when I take this turret, I'm gonna wait until the attack speed's almost gone, and boom, more attack speed, more damage, and kind of keep it going, right? Really just try to min-max that. And I'm still gonna change stances just so I can get my awakening back up quicker. So that part's still useful. Use my R here, just push in. We got first blood turret. So even though we only have 2 kills, I think we're pretty equal to Zed in terms of gold, just because I have a little bit more CS. And I've got straight up the full 5 plates in first blood turret, right? Wait, no, she summoned the rift over the wall and it didn't charge. Oh, that bug, that is such a stupid bug. Actually, I'm gonna grab Tabby's just because the Zed and Ezreal are getting pretty freaking fed. I'm thinking Blade the Rune King, right? Just for the straight up all-in on the York and just do even more % health damage to go along with my clips, to go along with my Q and my Awaken Q all in one. Let's see, let's awaken my E here. Let's get back to lane as quick as possible. Auto this. Immediately W and then my E. That way I have this shield. I should have my Awaken W here, so I can get a big, juicy shield. So this is the ultimate chase down combo. Remember this? What I talked about earlier? Okay, end up living. Ultimate chase down combo. R into my E into my Q. I'm gonna save my Awakened under turret in case the Fizz tries to dive. I don't think he will.
An ally has been slain.
I'm gonna run at him and see what he does. Can he even get away from me? That is some damage I just dealt. Oh my gosh. Like, we just kind of ripped through that Fizz. Like, even a Fizz with Everfrost can't get away from us, right? And we got the Presence of Mind this game, so we have even built a mana item, and our mana is totally fine. Grab this. Man, my damage is insane with that Awakened Q. Okay, you know, even though my mid lane's feeding, my bot lane is kind of killing it. I'm kind of killing it. R into E. That way I can get close to him with the slow. W. I'm going to cut back. Goes all. Use my R to cut away. I'm going to awaken my W here, just so I can get the health back. My Bel'Veth is looking for the York, but I'm honestly not looking for York. I'm just gonna keep it here. Yeah, so the kind of like way to play Udyr, like when playing the AD, is like you have to be so precise. Now, if you're playing the tank deer like I did in the first one, you could just go harder, spam your keyboard, and like you make sure you're pressing your R right to like consistently deal the damage. But with the AD deer, I feel like there's like a lot more skill that goes into it, and you definitely want to be taking PTA, or you're just not going to have enough damage for early game, just because it's based off percentage, right? So there's a couple tips I can give as far as like playing the deer early on. Okay, I'm gonna take it back here. I can sell my D-Blade for Orc, and that's gonna give me just such insane burst damage. And from here, I can go like hardcore into more lethality. Or I can build something like a Death's Dance is gonna be very good. Or I could be building into Magma Mortius, say like this Fizz was just like Super Saiyan God Mode Fizz. This game, I'm thinking I'd probably just go full lethality, just because it's gonna be more fun. I think I'm ahead enough where it doesn't really matter what I go. Like I do have the options, of course, but I don't think. Well, actually. Oh my god, my damage even... This is without my Awakened, by the way. Like, I'm gonna awaken my W right here. That damage was just from Bork? Like, I awakened my E to get back to top lane faster. So that damage I just dealt to Yorick was just from my Blade of the Rune King, my Eclipse, and just, like, my regular percent shred damage from my Q. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm thinking look at this shield I'm getting. Like, because I've got a bunch of points in my W. Like, that's making me tanky enough where I'm like, you know, maybe I don't need something like Death's Dance or Maw. Not in this game, at least. I haven't had to deal with the Zed yet. Maybe Zed comes up and smacks me up and I'll reconsider. Alright, let's see our turret damage. Now, we don't have a Hull Breaker or anything. You know, a Hull Breaker could be an item, too, we can go. If we want to just go, like, full-on split. If this guy wastes his wall... Burn!
Shut down. An enemy has been slain.
So, we basically just shredded, like, 60% of that guy's HP. And then just walked away, burned his cooldowns, and then went back in. Okay. Yeah, it's his head who has to fear me. For sure. Like, I am just annihilating these people one-on-one. Now, I don't know how good this would do in a team fight, because I am fairly squishy. But in a 1v1 and split, I am just the literal god. Okay, so it looks like... I mean, they're just sending the Lulu to cover for the orc who's feeding, right? Yeah, at the same time, like, I have so much damage, too. If I wanted, I could just go... You know, something like this. But I really don't want to do that. I'm just gonna go full lethality. Let's build Collector. Get a little bit of crit in there. Do some massive damage. So what we can do is we can go Collector, Essence Reaver into an Infinity Edge. Because we'll have enough crit from the Collector and the Essence Reaver to be able to activate the Infinity Edge bonus damage, and that would be straight up one-shots. Okay, I'm gonna W. Let's just kill this. Can't chase him. R. Let's do Q, a little bit of attack speed, clear out this wave. W. And you see how I'm switching forms in like kind of like rotation for what's best for the situation. That's what is gonna make a good Udyr look just so superior compared to a bad Udyr. I'm gonna max R next. Oh man, we got demolished. So that was an 0-6 York and a 1-4 Fizz, but because I'm so squishy, they're able to take me out. I don't know. Let me know what you think of this Udyr build in the comments down below. I think this is insane. We force MFF. We brought so much pressure in the top lane. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. It really does help me out. And I'll catch you next time. Have a wonderful day, everybody.